Welcome to the show. The H-bomb in the lab, cook and feel on screen. Zesty vibes loud, turn cringe to a meme. All your filters off, it's a wild reveal. One edit from me and the fiction gets real. Play that tape.
The answer for actually no, I don't dark side dabbing it. So here's the deal. Dark side dabbing asked me a question. Dark side dabbing asked me, do I think that he is a troll? Or do I still think that he is a troll? But the only way to answer that question is to explain the situation, because most of you have no idea who dark side dabbing is, nor do you understand why he would even ask me that question, okay? So allow me to explain. As you all know, last year, I did a big crossover thing with the Kino Casino. We went on each other's content several times. We did some crossover gameplay a couple of times. We talked about each other on each side in a very positive manner. Now, overall, we all kind of knew what was really going on. I don't think that either side actually really liked the other side that much, okay? But we realized that doing this crossover event was profitable. It was something different, right? Normally, I wouldn't work with people who would be considered my detractors. Normally, they wouldn't work with people who they would consider lolcows to make fun of, even though they're lolcows themselves and they know that, right? So during this arc of, what was it, like 8 months, okay, that I was working with them and doing stuff with them, a lot of their viewership came over and started watching me in a very positive light, you know, because the casino was always talking positively about me. It meant that their viewers thought of me in a positive way. I think some of the viewers got the joke and some didn't. But either way, a lot of people came over and started watching my stuff. And then I started streaming on Kick back in, what was it, October? And, when I started streaming on Kick, I didn't know how it was going to go. I was co-streaming. It was the first time I had ever done that. And there's tech stuff to do and things I had to work out and stuff like that, right? And so, basically, I enjoyed streaming on Kick because it wasn't really much extra work. I just had to read 2 chats at the same time. However, I definitely needed people to help me moderate on Kick, because Kick is like the Wild West, right? I didn't have stuff set up for moderation or anything. I didn't really want to have too many bots running in the chat to make it too overly moderated. I wanted people to feel like they could say more. Baby, this like Kick is the risque place to watch me stream where you can say and do things you couldn't really do on YouTube, okay? So that's how we treated it. And while that was happening, a whole bunch of people who were fans of Kino Casino became moderators. They all volunteered to be moderators for me during that time period, okay? Now, this entire time that this was going down, I always knew from day one I was not going to be cool with Kino Casino. I didn't know if it was going to be me turning on them or them turning on me or a mutual thing. I just knew it wasn't going to last. So I kind of knew I was working on bided time, but I wanted to make the best of it. All right, and I feel like I did. I feel like we did great content for the few months that we were doing shit together. It all worked out fine. They've gotten what they wanted out of it, right? They've now done 1 million specials on me. They have guests. They made tons of money as a result. I got what I wanted out of it. I made a ton of money. I'm actually doing much better now than I was before I ever worked with them. I mean, just take a look at my setup and everything, right? It was basically all a means to an end, and I think both sides have come out on top since then. So, honestly, it's all good. I really don't give 2 shits. I know they'll continue to talk shit about me forever. As you know, I don't really give a shit. I have 1 million other people who talk shit about me every day. They certainly won't be the worst ones, so I don't really care. And to me, it's all water under the bridge, all right? However, when there was the falling out, okay, and basically it all came to an end, I didn't know what was going to happen with these people now who are on my Kick chat every day, some of the moderators now, who are actually big-time fans of the casino. Like, for example, I know for a fact Darkside Dabbing, San's real name, alright, he's banned the casino. He ended up watching me and wanting to moderate for me because he wanted to kind of help out with all of that, okay? Now, what ended up happening was, initially, when there was the falling out, what was it, a little over 2 months ago, something like that, the casino did like a whole week, 2 weeks of content based around me on and off. They had guests on and everything. And basically what happened was, there was a few nights where things got really out of hand, where the viewers from there would come over here to the chat and go crazy, and the chat would be all negativity and stuff like that. So I knew that was going to happen. As a result, I always knew it, but I also knew that it would die down and it would end with your hands, right? But what ended up happening was, initially that first night, I remember it was a Friday night, here I was trying to play fighting games. I was trying to play retro fighting games against really good players from my past. You know, people who, back in the day, I'd played Street Fighter with in real life in arcades and tournaments. So it's really tough. I can't be moderating chat, alright, when I'm actually playing Street Fighter. There's no way. So this night, I don't know if it actually was Kino Casino or if it was just the viewers or whatever. A whole bunch of people came into the chat and just started trolling. Hardcore troll. This wasn't like a couple people. This was like 50 to 100 people came in out of nowhere, spamming the chat with toxic stuff. Okay, so obviously, I can't allow that to happen. We gotta try to moderate it, right? Now, here's the weird thing. I had moderators that night. 100%, I had moderators that night sitting in chat, and then all of a sudden, as if on cue, when these raiders came in to make the chat toxic, all the moderators disappeared. Where did they go? Where are they? And then after like a half an hour of it happening, they all left, and then the moderators returned. Then all of a sudden, they came back in, and the moderators disappeared again. I think you see the pattern here. This was a orchestrated thing, a calculated thing, where the casino wanted to, or the fans of the casino, I can't 100% blame them because I don't know, I'm not watching their content, I'm doing my own stream, right? This was all meant purposefully to try to make my stream suffer that night. Let's troll Phil tonight, let's make him be pissed off tonight when he's trying to play fighting games, let's distract him, and let's just fuck his stream off, right? So Dark Side Dabbing, you were one of the moderators here that night, alright? So let me ask, since we're fishing, let me ask Dark Side Dabbing a series of questions, alright? He's here. Question number 1 to Dark Side Dabbing. Are you not a big fan of Kino Casino, who then started attending my streams and wanted to moderate as a result of that collaboration? Is that a fair statement to make? You're not just someone who just showed up randomly. You actually were a fan of them and then you became a fan of me. Is that a correct statement? Let's see. You can type me in the chat to answer so I know that you're speaking to me. And I don't mean real fan, I mean that you were watching the content, you volunteered to moderate. It wasn't like you were just someone off the street who ran into me randomly online and said, oh, I like Phil. It's because of the casino collaboration. Correct? Is that a correct statement? He says, I did. They had a pair of boots. Oh, he says that. He didn't know about the casino until I collab with them. I came to your kick from YouTube, but when you guys collab, I get you got their content. Well, I didn't know that. I've been told otherwise. Alright, that's all I'm gonna say. I've been told otherwise, okay? So just so you know, the actions that I took that night were a direct result of evidence presented to me. Not just me acting harshly or because I was angry, because people, contacted me and said, hey, look, this is going on, and here's, what's happening, and, this guy, it's not just you, it's others as well, alright? But that basically what was shown to me is that most of the mods at that time that I had on the channel were casino fans, and now they were going to start acting badly against me because the casino collab had broken off, and it had broken off badly, right? And because of that, now there's going to be, oh, I'm here to mod it, and you just sit back and don't do nothing, right? Oh my, I'm not here, what are you talking about, Kind of like leaning back in the lawn chair and say, I'm not going to take any action when there's a fight going on in the street, or something like that, right? By the way, I just got Smite 4 and Piercing 3. So that might be a really good book for a weapon, right? Yeah. I think. Shit. Oh no, I got the fish. Okay. So anyway, what I saw happening that night literally was Dark Side Dabbing, and not just Dark Side Dabbing, but a couple other moderators were not moderated. They were in the chat, you could see them there. But then they would sit back and do nothing when all these trolls, I mean, we're not talking it was easily missable. We're talking 50 to 100 assholes were coming into the chat spamming. Okay. So that day a bunch of people got demodded or banned. I had to look for a couple new mods, which I did get in there. And essentially, that's what happened that night. Okay? So Dark Side Dabbing is responding. He says, well, I was modding for you. I was watching blank content. I don't know what that means. It's blah. That is true. I don't feel like I went out of my way to deliberately hurt you on behalf of trolling for Kino. That doesn't do much for me. Well, I'm not saying you trolled me. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying you were a moderator for me, and you actively chose not to mod when you knew that moderation action needed to take place. That's an act of protest, is what it is. You're basically saying, oh, well, fuck Phil, because he screwed the casino, or he treated them badly, so I'm gonna fuck him over by not moderating now, okay? So I hope you understand, that's the perspective I had. That's the evidence that was presented to me. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, conversations were shown of certain people, including my moderation staff, that were talking about this and everything. So I know all about it, alright? I know all about it. You attend as much as you want. I know all about it, okay? So y'all put up fronts and put on masks and lied publicly. I know the real story about what really happened that night, okay? Fair enough? Alright, now. Do I actually think that Dark Side Dabbing is a troll? No, I don't. Not at all. I think that Dark Side Dabbing is a fan of Kino Casino who does like to laugh at me, but at the same time doesn't harbor any ill will towards me. I don't think that Dark Side Dabbing wants to see my business fail. I don't think that Dark Side Dabbing wants my family to be hurt. You know what I mean? Now, if I do something stupid, he wants to laugh at me and make fun of me just like everybody else, okay? And here's the truth. I don't mind that at all. I put myself on the internet publicly every single day. That's my choice, okay? So if people watch me and publicly make fun of me or whatever, that's because I put myself on the internet to be a subject of ridicule, right? That's all well and good, okay? But the truth is that there are people who actively are out there right now who are seeking to harm me, my business, my family, my reputation, all of that stuff, okay? So for me, I can't have people who are like towing the line of, oh, if I feel like moderating tonight and helping, I will. But I'm in a bad mood now because Phil, said something or did something, so I'm not going to. So I can't have mods like that, you understand? There's people who modded for me who I trusted and kind of betrayed that trust, and I can't have them mod again. So with a guy like Darkside Dabbing, I don't mind him being in chat. He's welcome here. I'm also aware that a lot of the times he's referencing Detractor memes. Why? Because I know he watches Detractor content, and I know he watches the casino. I don't care. I don't give a shit. I really don't. Watch what you want. As long as you don't take that toxicity into my content, then I don't give a shit. Okay? I just hope that air is clear. I am not here. I'm a creator. I'm a streamer. I'm not here to police you and your like. If you like the casino, if you like my detractors, whatever, go watch them. I don't give a shit. Just don't bring that to my streams. You know what I'm saying? Don't bring that baggage. Bane of Arthropods 4 book, okay? So as long as you know, you're welcome here. And I'm aware there's a lot of people that they sit here, they reference the detractor memes, and they do all that stuff. Whatever, as long as you're not inundating the chat, if you're making it, as long as you're being a part of the fun, and you're not making it so that people who don't want to participate in that now don't feel welcome, or like it's a good old boys club where only people who make fun of Phil are welcome here. You know what I'm saying? That's not allowed. I want everyone to come here and feel like they can hang out and chill with me and have a good time with my content. That's the purpose. Like right now, in our real world, we've got some serious crap going on. We've got stuff across the globe that's breaking out, protests and military actions. People that come to the DSP gaming stream, they want to unwind and not to be stressed out. And if they're coming here to unwind and stress out, and the entire chat is a bunch of people just talking shit about me, they can't do that. They're like, oh man, now I'm stressed out again. I'm equally stressed out. I just wanted to hang out with Phil, and now we can't even have a good time because of that. You understand? So, I don't care what you watch. I don't care who you like. Just please don't bring it to my content. You understand? That's it. So, and that's the thing, like, a lot of people think, oh, Phil categorizes everyone into the troll category. No, I don't. No. Trolls, in my opinion, there's two kinds of trolls, real trolls. Number one, trolls are people who are malicious and want to hurt you just because they can. Okay? Not because it actively has, like, oh, this is something I'm doing in a campaign to make someone get better or change their content or be a better person. Is I just want to elicit pain in someone and get away with it. That's a troll. Okay? Someone who just watches my stuff and makes fun. That's not even trolling, in my opinion. I don't even think that, okay? Now, the other kind of trolls are professional. How is this possible? This has never happened before. Anyway, as I was saying, oh, that's right, spiders can fly. Okay, as I was saying, hopefully it doesn't happen again. The other kind of trolls that are out there, the rain ran out, son of a bitch. Okay, now, the other situation, another spider. This is what happened sadly when I tried to fish when it was already night. It was bound to happen, the creatures were already gonna spawn, and that's what happened, they all spawned here and now it's a big mess. Alright, let's unload and see what I got. Ooh. I got some interesting stuff, actually. I got 2 new enchantment buffs, so those are gonna be good. Okay, now, the other kind of trolls, alright, that are out there, are actually the professional trolls. What do I mean by that? These are people who literally are trying to make a living, and in some cases do, by riding on my coattails in a very toxic way. They don't care what they say and do to get over. They don't care that they're outright lying and maliciously twisting things for drama purposes. It gets them clickbait views, so they don't give a shit. They'll say things like, Phil said that the CEO of a company should be thrown into the street and shot, when literally I never said that. Not once did those words come out of my mouth, but they'll actually say it in a video, publish it on YouTube, and act like that's okay. It's not. That's actual slander, defamation, whatever you want to consider it. That I can take legal action against that person, sue them, win, have their channel taken down, and take all of the profits away from them that they made on their channel. Just on that one video is enough. Okay? But, you guys know me. I'm not someone who's gonna be taking legal action against anyone. I'm just a normal guy who plays games and has fun. Alright, that's what it's all about for me. So, I let it slide, and then people think that, because I'm a nice guy. Because I don't take that action. Because I don't want to cause a frivolous, endless loop of suing and nonsense. Okay? That's gonna be painful for everyone associated with YouTube in general. Because I don't want to do that. All of a sudden, it's open season on Phil. So now we can say and do whatever we want. We can literally lie. We take everything out of context. Here, let's take the one moment from Doom where Phil wasn't playing it like Doom because you're not supposed to, because it's a room full of explosive barrels, and say that's how we played the whole game and he's supposed to do. Oh, let's take this out of context. Let's do that. And these people have not only made a ridiculous amount of money on my back, lying about me and saying these awful things, but also they've gotten tons of internet clout, popularity, likes, clicks, retweets on all their content. Okay? It's completely illegal. 100%, and it could be ended in a moment's notice, but I'm not that kind of guy. I'm not a frivolous lawsuit guy. I don't have the time and money to really be dealing with that. Okay, I just don't. I'd much rather sit here and make positive content for you guys, alright? So that's another kind of troll. So either someone who outright wants to hurt someone just because they can get away with it and somehow they get some kind of feeling of confirmation of existence and positivity because they hurt someone and they got away with it. Or someone who actually does it for personal financial gain, hoping to actually make a buck lying about someone. Those are trolls. That's what I consider my trolls. Not someone who watches Casino or someone else making fun of me and like, I don't care about that. Do it all day, I don't give a shit. You know, I literally have not seen a single piece of Kino Casino or any detractor content in many, many months. I don't care, I don't pay any attention to it. It's only when you guys bring it up on my streams that I know anything about it whatsoever. It's the only time, literally. And even when I feel the Giro, I don't care, I don't want to know about it. I got my own shit, my own life I'm dealing with. I don't need to deal with their bullshit, what they're saying or doing. I don't care. Leave me alone. Alright? And it's working. If you haven't noticed, take a look. Here we are, it's June of 2025. The arc is long gone, and I'm still doing good. I still got people coming hanging out, engaging. I got people coming, supporting. We're hitting goals. Things are good right now. Better than before. Way better than ever. So, I'm good. So you don't have to worry dark side dabbing and others who like to watch me, ironic watchers or whatever. I don't care. However, if you do come in here and you LARP, and what I mean by that is you're coming in here acting like you actually want to watch, but you're waiting there in the wings just so you can just all of a sudden say something fucked up and disgusting and insulting, you're a LARPer. And LARPer, yeah, you're not going to be here long. If I notice it, you're going to be out of here. Okay? So just laying down the law here. Alright? Cool. Dark side damage is when I'm in the chat. I'm here for the chill vibes, whether ironically or not. You know, that's the thing. I get the feeling there are people who maybe don't necessarily not in love with me and the things that I've done, but they still have a good time on the streams. They want to be part of something that's funny and entertaining. You get something out of it. Why else would you be here? Right? I'm okay with that. I don't have to be your favorite streamer. Really, I don't have to be. I'm cool with us just chilling and having interactive nights that are, you know, a good time for every once in a while. Okay? Alright, so now that that's all been said and done, we have a bunch of shout-outs to do, and then we can figure out what we're doing next, because I legit don't know. I think what we're going to do is probably build new pens. Mark. Someone took me $2 says, was the king snake thing not true? I've told you the truth about everything. Nothing has changed. Everyone who can't handle the truth has tried to spin a new narrative, because they can't handle the fact that I was the smartest person in the entire situation the entire fucking time. I got exactly what I wanted out of it. I knew what was going to happen as a result. I knew it wouldn't affect me negatively. I didn't give a shit. And I played it perfectly. But you don't have to believe it. It's fine if you don't. It still doesn't change the fact that it happened and it was true. So go for it and believe whatever you want. Yeah. Okay. Even Cowboy fan, thank you for the $1 tip. Yes, I did see your video, and I kind of understand the situation. I don't even understand what the bad thing about the situation was to begin with. It just seemed like a lot of people trying to get other people in trouble for drama purposes. And if you haven't noticed, I'm not really a drama guy and I don't give a shit. I literally ignored it for many days, so I don't really care about the situation. I think we're good. Someone sent me $2 says, hey, did any professional detractors give you a present for Father's Day? Of course not. I mean, God forbid, if I, think of it this way, if I don't make content, they don't eat. No, really, if I don't make content, they don't eat. So I am their dad. I'm their provider. I am literally the provider for every professional detractor out there. I'm the only reason that there's food on their table on any given day. If I ceased to exist, so would they. But do I get anything? No. You should have sent me a Rolex. You should have got me a nice fucking sweater or something, you know. But no, I get nothing. These people are ungrateful little shits. Okay. And making fun of everyone who supported. They started making excuses for everyone. It's like, no, don't you get it, dummies? If people didn't like me at all, they would not support me. Get it? If I was the most hated person on the internet, I wouldn't get the levels of support that I get. I get it because people legit like me and see through the nonsense. Get it? So all of your hatred, all of your anger, your jealousy, your rage at me being successful, it's all a waste of your time. You know what I'm saying? Like, none of it makes any sense you would even do it because I'm still here and I'm still successful in spite of you and all of your angst. So those people, I know, they don't support me, and they basically just take up space. What they don't realize, and don't tell them that you're ready for this, I got a little secret. I got a secret to tell everyone. All right, hold on. Hold on 1 second. This is going to look weird. because the lighting is off. All right, but I got a secret. You ready? So what is the best kept secret of me and the trolls that are on my Tik chat? Are you ready for this? Here's the best kept secret. I get paid for them to be there because I'm in the Kick Partner program. And I get paid for every moron who sits in that chat and trolls me. Shh. Don't tell anyone. Anyway, okay, we got more. Wow, we got Sword Out Shots and Laning. I'm not kidding you. People are complaining again in the Kick chat. What a big coinky dink, right? That I just honestly talked about stuff with the audience. I opened up, I vented a little. We talked honestly about stuff. They don't like that because they can't believe that anything that I say that's not like toxic or stupid would ever be true. So the fact that I just gave an honest answer and Darkside Dabbing was happy with the answer, they don't. Oh no, they can't handle that. No, how could Phil have like a actually like well-tempered answer to anything? That's unacceptable. Oh, so what they'll do, of course, they'll now go to their idols, you know, again, the professional trolls, and they'll say, hey, did you hear that DSP answered Darkside Dabbing tonight? And it was a big answer. What you should do is edit that down and just make it sound like something that he didn't say, so he looks like an asshole. And then they'll go do that, because that's what they do. And again, that's how they make a living, right? How do I do all? I don't remember how to do all. I'm just making wood now, so I can make the fence. Here we go. That should be enough, I think, for a fence, right? Are we just gonna find the fence? Need a whole lot of fencing and a few gates, but I gotta find the fencing. Where the hell is it? How did I miss it? Am I blind? I must be. Trying to do this, I have thoughts in my head, I got things popping up. I'm all distracted. Oh, that's exactly right. Wrigley says people on Kick were hoping you would trash out and get mad, but now the uppy trolls are going to spin it anyway and laugh amongst themselves and say that you did anyway, even though you didn't. I know. I mean, that's just life. That's what I deal with. Yeah, every day that I put myself on the internet, I got to understand that I'm under the microscope from these people who are just looking to make a buck. And, you know, it is what it is. I need more sticks. Shit. I got to go grab more sticks. I get out of here. I got to sleep. Let me sleep. So Playing Parks, thanks for the super chat. And then Joggin used another $5 super chat and said Silk Song would be great to see, even if it was just for a shrew. What Iron Chef Sakai did is he was a mod. Then he went crazy, decided to hate me for literally no reason. Okay. Then I demodded him because of it, banned him. He apologized profusely, said he wanted to come back. So I let him back. And then he started supporting in droves, which I never asked for. He just did it. And then he kept asking to be a mod again. I kept telling him no. Like I literally kept telling him over and over no. It's like, dude, there's no way you can be a mod again when you behave like that on a chat. That sets a precedent. And now people are going to say, dude, if you let that guy who acted like that on that stream a mod again, now how can we trust that moderation would ever be fair or anything on the stream? And the answer is you couldn't. That's a fair assessment. That if I'd allowed that to happen and you became a mod again, that actually legit would have been a really bad thing. Here we go. That's what I wanted. So I don't know where he got in his mind that he ever thought he was going to be a mod again, because I never told him that at all. That was all him and his weird deluded daydreams. And he was going to become a mod again if he supported the stream. Like, no. So I think he legit was trying to buy his way into a modship, but that doesn't happen here. Edit? Okay. Charles the Wise asked, so I think that big AAA game development cycles will go away, and you'll see. At first, it's kind of interesting when you're learning the systems, and after a while, it's like, okay, so there's tours, so there's a showdown mode, so there's a feud mode, so there's a boss mode, and there's more tours. And then every once in a while, there's a blitz. It's just the same rotation of gameplay elements over and over. It's just not that interesting. The most interesting part of WWE Champions was spending money and pulling in WWE Champions. Look at that rainbow. Oh, that's cool. Okay, nothing. I didn't miss anything. Guys, we're in the home stretch. We only have about 20 minutes left on this stream. We got 82 bucks of support, which is great. But we want to hit the goal. We want to keep that momentum rolling in the right direction towards a new DSP tries at 3 awesome options. We'll talk about them and try to figure out what we're doing tomorrow morning on the podcast. Like I said, new Takis menu at Wendy's, fantastic 4 pizza at Little Caesars, or trying a barbecue place that's local to me. All right? But please, let's get some support. We have had only 1 sub on Kick all day. Seriously. We did get a resub. We did. We got. Yes, we got hard nose actually auto resubbed so that we can count. That actually happened when I was playing. We've had only one legit gifted sub all day long, guys. So it's pretty easy to figure out what's going on. It's the kick support has dwindled entirely. I'm curious, do you guys actually think that these are all stock accounts of ICS? I don't know, they very well could be. All these people who are supporting, do you think they're all ICS? I mean, I know that's the meme, but is there any truth to it? At this point, you gotta wonder, what's going on that we had so few support right now? But then again, he could easily just make another account anyway, so I don't know. I don't know about the validity of that. Let's let get Boo to walk around.